Recently, Tariq Nasheed came on to the Daily Wrap-Up Crew podcast, and he was talking about a subject very dear to our community, and that subject is reparations. Who should get it and why? I'd like to start the video off with this clip.
So what do you say about, because the whole conversation about reparations, I know you have the rally for reparations June 15th in DC, and what do you think about the people that's saying that how you should distribute reparations, or what black people should get reparations, or should all black Americans get reparations? Like, what was that conversation?
No, the reparations should be strictly for foundational black Americans, descended of freedmen, because we were the ones who suffered in slavery. See, it's reparations for slavery. It's not reparations for racism, because a lot of people want to come on and get like, hey, I'm black, I dealt with racism.
Selectively black people.
Right. They're black when it's convenient.
Yeah.
The thing is, we can't let everybody say I'm black and I should get reparations, because some of you voluntarily came over. You can't say I fought to get over here, but now I'm discriminated against, so I need some resources. No, this is our homeland. We've been here. We've been here from the beginning, and we were mistreated on our own homeland, and we have to get compensated. If we let other melanated people say, well, I'm black and I'm an immigrant and I should get reparations too, that opens the door for Hispanics. They can say, well, I was mistreated too. Asians can say, I was mistreated too. I need to get in on that. So that's going to open the door to a lot of bad things to happen, just like affirmative action. Affirmative action was supposed to be for black people.
Right.
Then we let them slip in one word and messed it all up. Minority. Nobody was using minority in the 1960s until 65. When we start saying we need to get something to be compensated, they say, well, let's do it for minorities. They slipped that word in, and everybody and their mama ran in the minority door and got affirmative action. And we're the last ones to get it. We didn't get nothing. White women started being minorities then.
Many content creators who are associated with pro-African American content, such as Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Umar Johnson, myself, all of us are highly, highly critical of the Democratic Party, all right? Highly critical. And the reason is because we see the play. The play is to, first of all, put us up against another group, going back and forth with them and having a war. And they do so by allowing them to come into the country. And it creates a divide between us and other groups from Africa, us and the Latino community, us and whoever else, right? But a Latino man understood the play too. And he had a very serious message for the African American community. Now, I will say, you should not be offended by this, because what he's going to say is going to be some truth bombs. Let's play the clip.
Black Americans of Chicago, this is directed at you. In a speech Biden made a while back, he said that the majority in America soon will be Latino. He didn't say black. He didn't say Asian or white or anything. He said Latino. That's why millions and millions of lighter-skinned Latino illegal aliens are being allowed in, and many of them are being sent to black communities so they can slowly start to replace y'all. You need to wake up, man. I'm from Texas. I'm from a border town. I have relatives who are border patrol and who are in law enforcement. They were being given $5,000 upon entry into this country, and soon as they got to their destination and settled in, they were being given $1,200 a month to $1,400 a month, plus free food stamps, free housing, free medical, free dental, and they even get free college. You can research it. They get free college, illegal aliens, but you get nothing. You get nothing. You need to wake up, man. Stop voting for the Democrats. In some cases, it's already too late. I'm good. I'm Latino, man. I don't have to worry about being replaced. I'm Latino. But you have to wake up. In some cases, it's already too late. Millions of these people will never leave, okay? They will never leave, and the Democrats don't need your vote anymore. They don't need your vote anymore, man. They used you for your vote, and they already got millions of new voters, man, and they don't need you anymore. And I'm telling you, man, you better wake up. You better stop voting Democrat. You better wake up. Latinos for Trump, 2024.
Now, I want you to hear what he's saying. Listen, the Latinos have the numbers now. I don't have to worry about anything now because I'm Latino. Okay? But what about you? They are replacing you guys. And what does Latino mean when he says, I'm Latino? He didn't say I'm Mexican. He didn't say I'm Puerto Rican. He didn't say I'm Dominican. I'm Argentinian or Brazilian, which is Portuguese, not even Spanish. He said something important. I'm Latino. Not a white Latino, I'm Latino. Not a black Latino, I'm Latino. That encompasses a lot of different people, because Mexicans are not bigger than the black community, but the Latinos are bigger than the black community, because the black community are African Americans, Jamaicans, Africans, right? That's the black community in America. Although we have different ways we identify ourselves. Some of us identify ourselves as African Americans, those who are historically there, hashtag FBA, hashtag ADOS, Negro. That's my community, right? Then you have Ugandan Americans, you have Kenyan Americans, you have Caribbeans, you have Haitians. And some of the older class of Jamaicans and Haitians would also be considered as part of the original hashtag ADOS or hashtag FBA because of the blending in of societies at that time, depending on who you ask, right? Not saying it's always true, but depending on who you ask. The question is, how do we view ourselves? Us as a black group, we are trying to identify ourselves from other groups in the black world, which I understand that, because I can get offended when somebody Ugandan say that they're African American, and I don't think that's the truth. You're Ugandan American, right? However, it does not mean that I don't see the value of working with the whole black world, especially those of them who are in America. Now, I know we can't work with everybody, but to a point, we're going to have to understand that this guy is not just talking for one group as a Latino. He's talking for all of them, even though the Latino groups don't get along. And I'm not saying we need a kumbaya right away. We need to understand each other right away. Hell, I have disagreements with people that are in the Ugandan American community, Nigerian, British community, and we're going to look at life differently from different perspectives because that's where we are. But still, there are certain levels of value addition to where, hey, the Latino community, and we actually got more numbers than them, I think, worldwide, right? We also have to start looking at ways to identify, number one, the African American or hashtag FBA ADOS group urgently to start working together, and then to see the value in collaborating with other groups who want to remain on code with us as we do with them when there is mutual respect shared. Because ultimately, what I see is going to happen is you have the Latino community saying they're Latino, and then we are trying to identify ourselves outside of the whole black notion, which is okay because we understand we have the reparations thing. But ultimately, once we identify that, we have to see what the Latinos are doing as a group, okay? As a group. And they're talking like that as a group. They're not just saying Mexicans. So they're all saying, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Chilean, I'm from Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Brazilian, I'm Spanish. You blacks need to get it together because we already got our stuff together. And we're going to have some thoughts about who our allies going to be, who our allies should be, because these people are working it out. They already have the voting population. They don't disagree, they don't agree on everything, but we have more numbers than them worldwide. We got more numbers than them. Once we get this worked out, the second step needs to be, okay, where's the value exchange between our group as hashtag FBA, hashtag ADOS, then whoever else that we can work with to then get our numbers up on the same agenda to challenge these other groups out here who are getting more numbers every day. Coming from Guatemala, coming from Colombia. A lot of the migrants are coming from these other places, right? And we're gonna need people on both sides who understand the communities to act as referees. Shout out to Zach McQuason for that. We're gonna need Africans who understand the Africans coming over from those countries to America, and people who are African American who have lived in Africa to look, hey, okay, we need to somehow get our groups together to understand what the play is. Otherwise, we are at risk of what he's talking about. And we shouldn't have to go to Trump and to the Republicans to pick that off. That's something that can easily be done. Not easily, but it can be done. Starting with us. And it's gonna be hard. It's hard, man, me being here in Uganda as African-American working with even Ugandan Americans, Ugandan British. We don't see eye all the time. Ugandans don't see eye all the time. But the thing that will keep us wanting to incentivize each other is the value exchange. First and foremost, right? Then we are all blacks. Or how you want to look at it first, we're all blacks, then the value. Or here's the value, then we're all blacks. Now that would keep us in relationship to each other against these people talking like this. What he's saying is right. He's telling us, hey, you got to get it together. If you don't, you're going to perish. And we have to understand that we need more unity in the African-American community. And we're going to need to have some unity around the world with other people that want to see us win as much as we want to see them win. Everybody is collaborating. We have to get to the point where we can do so in a respectful way. And that's how we're going to actually make more strides and progress. The African world got a lot of talent that our community can use and vice versa. And we're going to have to all sacrifice to try to somehow win together, because these other groups are going to look at everybody the same. They're not going to care if you're Haitian. They won't care if you're Caribbean. They don't care if you're African. Even if you see yourself like that, you are in the blacks. They gonna count you like the blacks get counted. Ain't gonna be no Nigerian Americans. Ain't gonna be no Haitian Americans. To the whites, they're gonna all count us as one particular black group to a voting block that ain't to be respected against these people. So we need to know, and they have a bigger economy. They got more numbers than us. We got to understand what's at stake, family. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again in the episode of Fair Use. I'm out.